And sports lovers are shopping for the next big thing in the world of tennis. Kayode has details on sports news.
Yes, thank you, Melinda. The grassroots has once again been identified as the platform for talent discovery and development in Nigeria. At the final of the National Under-21 Table Tennis Championship in Lagos, spectators were thrilled with the skills displayed by the young talents. Tournament director Olufunke Oshunaike believes the youngsters are potential world champions and wants sports officials in the country to give more support and attention to them.
If there can be more sponsors, this will be a great privilege for we the youth and we the junior players to play more, to work harder for this.
I want to thank Mrs. Funke Oshunaike for hosting this type of tournament, encouraging Nigerian youth, and I also want to thank Nigerian Table Tennis Federation for their concern over this tournament and encouraging us. I also want to thank them very much.
We have this 6-year-old boy, and I saw a lot of girls. You know, we have problem with girls in Nigeria, and I saw like 2-3 of them that are very, very good, and they are using different rubber from the normal one, like the one I'm using. You know, as we all know, the government cannot do it alone, the ministry cannot do it alone. You know, ex-stars, please come back home and do something, give back. You know, and you will see, you'll be happy, even more than happy like me. And corporate body sponsor, believe me honestly, when this kid grow up, they will never forget you.
Yes, all the youngsters need all the support they can get. Now in tennis, Rafael Nadal has become the 4th player in ATP World Tour history since 1973 to record 400 clay court match wins after his semi-final victory over David Goffin at the Barcelona Open. Nadal overcame an early break to cruise past Goffin 6-4, 6-love in 1 hour and 22 minutes to join Guillermo Vilas, Manuel Orantes and Thomas Muster. The Spanish superstar also extended his clay court winning streak to 18 matches in a row, triumphing in 44 straight sets on the surface. Now, Stefanos Tsitsipas has become the first Greek to reach an ATP World Tour final since 1973 after defeating Pablo Carreno Busta 7-5 and 7-6-4 at the Barcelona Open. The 19-year-old is the youngest finalist in Barcelona since 2005 after Rafael Nadal, and will be bidding to become the first unseeded champion since Gaston Gaudio in 2002 when he faces 10-time champion in Sunday's championship match. Tsitsipas will break into the top 50 of the ATP rankings for the first time in his career and will also rise to number 2 in the ATP race to Milan. Away from the red surface to football, Spanish La Liga side Sevilla have sacked coach Vincenzo Montella after just 4 months in charge after a run of 9 games without one win. Friday's 2-1 defeat at lowly Levante proved the final straw for a club who are 7th in the table and hanging on grimly for a place in next season's Europa League. Former coach Joaquin Separos has been named as Montella's successor. Separos was in charge for Sevilla from 2000 to 2005 and has 4 games in pitch to secure a European place. And that's all on sports news. I'm Kayode Alayande. Many thanks for watching. Melinda is back right now.
Thank you, Kayode. Ethiopia's new appointed Prime Minister, Abiy Ahmed, says he's taken steps to introduce a two-term limit for the post he occupies. The constitution currently allows for unlimited terms, and this is the latest in the number of reforms promised by Mr. Abiy, although a state of emergency remains in place. His predecessor resigned unexpectedly in February following 3 years of opposition protests. Mr. Abiy comes from the country's biggest ethnic group, that's the Oromo, which has always complained of being sidelined. The United Nations has raised concern over the growing violence faced by civilians in Myanmar. A renewed fighting between the army and ethnic Kachin rebels in the north has left thousands fleeing for safety, with fears that many more may be trapped in the conflict-stricken areas near the border with China. The mostly Christians have fought for greater autonomy in the predominantly Buddhist nation since 1961, with the military still pounding the rebels with airstrikes and artillery. United Nations says 4,000 people have been driven from their homes since the beginning of this month. And the main news again. Former head of state General Yakubu Gowon today decried killings in Benue State and other parts of the country, and also called for intervention by leaders in the country to end the violence. Also today, the process to recall lawmaker representing Kogi West in the Senate, Dino Milaye, entered a new phase as petitioners turned out to verify their names and signatures on the list submitted to INEC. And the United Nations today raised an alarm as thousands fled fighting between government forces and rebels in Myanmar's Kachin state. That's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Melinda Akinwami.